In this video I will show you everything you need to know to make dark beats in 2024. Let's hop right into it. So I'm gonna waste none of your time. We are going straight into the breakdown of the melody. First of all, I set the BPM to 161, pretty good tempo for dark beats. Depending on which dark style you're aiming for, you can go between like 150 and 170 easily. Of course, there are no rules to it. You can go with whatever tempo you want. I personally like to go in between 150 and 170. This is how I started it. There's no crazy technique behind it. It's three of those notes are the same. This would be the chord, and I skipped the note, brought that out an octave, brought it in. It will sound like this. I just brought down that root note by 4 semitones, which is a 1/6 progression. It's a pretty common progression that you can use for dark beats. You can hear that in a lot of Lil Baby songs and Lil Durk songs. Now to bring even more movement to it, but also keeping it simple, I brought in another top line and I followed the exact same scheme. I kept it for every 2 bars the exact same, switched nothing up. When we delete those top notes, you can see like it's all the same as in the low end part of the melody. We've got the A sharp and the D again, and then we've also had these notes which have no half step in between. These notes always create dark energy. The same would be for if you use the A sharp and the B and you want to go with the rhythm as simple as possible. You don't want to switch it up a lot to create too much of a melodic feeling. So this is what we've got so far. And then I did exactly what I said before. I brought in the A sharp again and the D sharp as the top notes. So and this is what we've got so far. And that's definitely where I wanted to go, but this is the point where I would say you need some sort of effect plugins in order to create something more unique. What I also did is I pressed Alt and R to randomize the velocities, just adds that more natural feeling. But what it also does is it brings some movement into your melody itself. You create some dynamic with it, but let's hop right into the effects. First of all, I did this EQ, cut it out some of the highs and some of the lows, just to bring it at the perfect spot where it got that more ambient touch and doesn't sound as bright. So then to underline that, I grabbed the Voila vintage verb, brought the decay down to 246 and the mix to like 35. So and then I went in and added this portal. It's the rhythm switch preset. Since portal sometimes takes a little bit to let the effect exactly play how you want it, I rented it out and then I built these 2 sections. So we got the key pitched up by an octave right there where we have it as it was. So and with the effects it sounds like this. Then I also went in and added this little halftime. There's no magic behind it, but since I don't want to go crazy with a lot of elements, I just manipulate one sound with a lot of effects to build different sections within my loop. It just creates like a totally different feeling. So in comparison, it sounds like this without the halftime, and like this with the halftime. Yeah, I mean, like that's exactly what we want. Next on, I open up Keyscape, I custom C7 grand piano, like the basic one, and just follow the root notes as you can see. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. At this point, the bass is done. Originally, I thought about adding a counter melody. So I went into Omnisphere and opened up this Celestron white preset and laid something on top. For the second half, I just brought it up by 5 semitones. Pretty simple technique to switch your melodies up a little bit. I'm gonna show it to you real quick what it would sound like. First of all, I added this vintage verb again, also this EQ to clean it up a little bit. And what I did then is I bounced it out, reversed it, put the mode to generic. You just need to cut it and rearrange it so you have both hearts in the right spot. And then I ended up with more like a texture sound, or it didn't fit that good into the sound as it is, as the reverse melody sounds pretty hard to me. So the next element is the bass. It's the growler moog bass. Just follow the root nose, but it's not necessary to explain anything on this one. So let's move on to the vocals. Here we got the Rebirth preset from Arcade. To bring the vocals into the right spot, I just added this EQ, just those two notes, but that's always what I'm going for. Stack up simple sounds. You want to have some space for the drums, and you also want to have some space for the artist. At the end of the day, you want to reduce to the max. Let's listen what the vocal sounds like. So, and for the arrangement, as you can see, I just put the stems at the end. You always want to stem out your loops. And then we've got those different sections with the halftime and like the high part, the low part with the bass. So for the mastering, I did nothing crazy. I just put on this Chroma tape stereo, mastering clean and open. And then I've got this richest chorus from Crystallizer, put it down to 20%. Then I also went in and pitched it down by 1 semitone, so we in D minor now. And the final loop sounds like this. Before we get into the drums now, I want to tell you guys that a lot of the sounds that I use for this beat are included in my upcoming kit, which will drop on February 8th. It will not only include drum sounds, it's a perfect stash kit for the year. It will also include hi-hat midis, melody midis, and loops for you guys to cook up with. It will definitely be under 20 bucks. I will also give out some free copies to people from the community. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe to the channel now. Let's get back into it. Let's use my favorite clap. Then I'm gonna throw in one of these hi-hat midis to create like a bounce right at the start. Yeah, there's fire. So let's see if we can throw in an open head. So I'm gonna go with a basic spins, and what we're gonna do now is just lay down, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So then the 808 rows into each other, so we do this envelope thing, making a perfect square. So if we fully extend that, it will cut off right when the other 808 starts. So let's bring in a snare roll. Let's bring up the nose a little bit. So this beat turned out pretty fire, but I want to know your opinion out of 10. Like, what would you rate this beat? Those are the dark beats in 2024. If you guys interested how to make pain beats in 2024, you can also check out the first link in the description where I show you every single detail on how to make pain melodies in 2024. Love you all. Peace. Bye.